Hey guys, Big A, I'm coming to you from View from the Top. I'm standing on the hill up in front of my house. We live at the very top of a hill, and we're snowed in. We haven't been out since last Friday. We probably won't get out until this Friday, but I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I think is pretty important because I'm hearing a constant theme over and over. I don't understand what the big deal is. I can afford it. And I want to talk to you about my personal journey with that, my personal experience. 7 years ago, when Robin and I decided to retire, we had a big house. I've told y'all about that. And we decided to sell it. It wasn't because necessarily we couldn't afford it. It was getting in the way of other family things. And we started missing various activities, and we thought, man, this is ridiculous. I mean, it's crazy that we're a slave to this house. And so we sold the house and we bought a much smaller house back in the woods. Actually, it's behind me. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's back in the woods, and we so love it. Not because we couldn't afford it, but because it has allowed me to take the time necessary to do the things that I was called to do, and that's to lead my family well, to be a great husband, to be a great dad, to be a great grandfather. And I want to lead my family well. Nothing wrong with the house. Don't hear me wrong. I love nice things. I want you to have nice things, but I don't want it to get in the way of the things that are most important. And we took an evaluation. We just decided, it's nice, but on the weekends we had to wait for the irrigation guy to come, and then the guy to cut the grass, and then the guy to work on the electronics of the house, and then on and on and on. I mean, you think of it, and there was always something needing to be done. And I thought, man, I'd rather be at the gym watching my grandkids play basketball, or be at the ballpark watching them play baseball, which I can't wait to do every time they're involved in an activity. And for us, it was simply getting in the way. Well, the question I want to ask you today is, what's getting in your way? What is that tangible possession that's getting in your way? Is there something that's standing between you and whatever it is that's most important in your life? And I just want you to evaluate it. I just want you to take some time today and think, is it your ego and your pride that you're feeling, or is it something that's best for your family? For us, it was time to sell it. It was time to get away. We bought a house about the third of the size and about the third of value that was there, and it's freed us up. It's given us a level of freedom that I can't even begin to tell you. So whatever it is, don't hear me wrong. Don't hear me say, Big A, you're saying sell everything. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. But what I don't want you to do is to be highly successful financially at the expense of your family. That's what I don't. I got to change hands. My hands are frozen. By the way, it is 6 degrees here in Nashville today. It is one cold gentleman. I think it got down to 1 or -1 or something last night. But it is freezing cold here. But listen, seriously, take some time today to evaluate what that thing is. If you're kind of on the fence, and I talk to guys all the time who are kind of on the fence, what should I do? Always err on the side of family. Never err on the side of business. The business don't have a memory, but your family does. And I want you to pay close attention to your wife, to your kids, your grandkids. Those relationships that are around you are most important. And I never want you to prosper at their expense. So just take time today to do that. Guys say, well, what if I can afford it? That doesn't matter. That's just one component of the bigger decision. The bigger decision is it best for your family? Is it best for you long term? Just take a look at it. I'm not getting on you, and I'm not telling you go sell your house. All I'm doing is telling you to take stock in your family and look at your priorities. For the past few days, I've been mentioning a couple of guys that have radically impacted my life. And I want to do that today as well. Tom Schwab is a guy that is absolutely amazing. Tom and I met years ago in a mastermind group with Dan Miller, and I started talking to Tom and ended up hiring Tom as my COO at View from the Top, and he has absolutely crushed it. He's hit it out of the park. We've gone on to a joint venture in Interview Valet. Tom is the president of that, and we help entrepreneurs get on podcasts, and it's absolutely transforming the lives of many people as a result of that decision that Tom made years ago. But even above that, beyond that, Tom is a man of integrity. He has high character. His core values are impeccable. He is just an amazing guy. And if you want to connect with somebody, not necessarily just for business, but just because you want to know a great man, I've tagged him in this post. Tom Schwab is one of those guys. I encourage you to reach out, get to know him, just because he's a great guy. Another guy that I met about 4 years ago is Michael Stelzner. I didn't know Michael at all. I knew that he had a social media marketing world out in San Diego conference, and so I ventured out there and went to it and fell in love with the conference, first of all. But the more I got to know Michael and his values and what he stood for, my admiration went up 10x. And it's pretty cool to be able to watch somebody that's had the level of success that Michael's had and not let it interfered with his integrity. It's not interfered with his business at all. The guy's a great man. He's a family guy. He also does have an event coming up in February. You should attend it if you've kind of on the fence and you don't know whether you should or shouldn't. We have about 20 guys every year in our community go to Social Media Marketing World out in San Diego. There's 5,000 or 6,000 attendees, about 150 speakers this year. I believe there's about 70 countries represented. Anybody that's anybody in social media, the experts will be there, and I would encourage you to go. But I'm not telling you that this morning to get you to go there, right? What I'm telling you this morning is you need to have other men like Michael Stelzner in your corner. We are the average of the 5 people that we spend the most time with, and I want to spend my time with people of integrity. And the 2 that I've mentioned to you this morning, their integrity is above reproach. I mean, these guys are absolutely amazing men, Tom Schwab and Michael Stelzner. I just wanted to give you a shout out this morning and tell you what an impact you've had in my life. So guys, back to our topic. Whether you can afford it or not is not really important. The important thing is it getting in the way of making your best decisions? Well, listen, I'm Big A. I'm coming to you live from my front yard. By the way, this is where one of the, excuse me, I'll walk out here for a second and show you. View from the top was kind of birthed on this hill. You can't really see it. It's not doing justice. This is kind of the view that's down the road. You can't see it. It's a long, long way down there. And that's the reason that we are snowed in today. I won't be leaving for probably Friday or Saturday, but that's okay. Hey, I can work from home because I'm location independent. I'm Big A, coming to you from Big A's house. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you.